Whether you are manifesting money, health, love, wealth, success, whatever it is that you want, it is very simple when you understand, one, who you are, and two, that you are getting to choose whoever you want to be. I want to demystify what I think has sometimes been blown out of proportion about changing the conception of yourself. It's almost become like this healing journey, like the modernized self-help healing journey. Fix yourself, release blocks, release limitations, and the self-conception of yourself is so much easier than that. And we're going to get into that. And I want to share with you a fun, if you want to call it, little technique on how to simply and instantly move and embody your new identity so you can just remember this. My clients have had a lot of success with this, my one-on-ones, and they love it, and they instantly move into their new identity. Welcome, my name is Rose, and welcome to The Rosey Life, where we help you free your mind and follow your heart. If you are interested in working one-on-one with me, or you would like to join the Rosey Life course and community, all of that stuff is down below in the links in the description. You can visit for the most updated information, and including for my upcoming platinum program, which will begin in July. Okay, so let's get to this. So you guys, I'm like excited to share this with you guys. Okay, one, you don't need a technique, you don't need an affirmation, right? But this is how they come in handy for us. Tools, techniques, processes, all that stuff. They come in handy for us to help us choose. That's all these techniques are for. They're to help us choose. They don't do anything, but those tools, it's like a hammer. A hammer is useless unless you pick it up. It doesn't do anything if you just lay it, if it's just laying there on the floor, it does absolutely nothing. But when you pick it up and use it, now it has power. So that is what I'm going to share with you. So let's get to some basics, okay? I know, because even in like videos from years ago that I used to talk about, change the conception of yourself, you got to feel good enough, you got to feel worthy, all of that, okay? And then I feel like it's just become this huge thing of another healing journey. It's like we might as well all go back to a shrink's office at this point, because the amount of work and affirmations and block in healing and releasing energy and all of this stuff, and I'm just like, hold the phone. No, this is simple. The truth is simple. Who we are is powerful, and you are all of it. So let's stick to the simplicity of the truth of who we are. So change the conception of yourself, and you will automatically change the world in which you live. Do not try to change people. They are only messengers telling you who you are. Neville Goddard. You guys have heard this a million times, I'm sure. And it's already been dissected, right? But I wanted to highlight two words. Change the conception of yourself, or a few words. Change the conception of yourself, okay? It doesn't mean you're broken. It doesn't mean that you need fixing. It doesn't mean that you need to heal and that something's wrong with you and you're blocking your desires. You're blocking something. It doesn't mean that at all. And it says, don't try to change people. Stop. If you're pointing the finger at someone and you're trying to blame another for how you feel or what's happening to you, whether it's your city council or your friends or the neighbors or your kid or your parents or your past, if you're trying to point the finger and you're blaming something, remember, I want you to take that little finger, that cute, sweet, delicious little finger you have when you're pointing, and I want you to turn it right back here. And it's not about victimizing yourself and say, I know, I just keep doing it to myself. We talked about this in the Rosey Life live today, about the difference between taking responsibility for what everything is in your world. It's not about, I know, I'm the victim. I always do this to myself. I don't know how to stop. It's probably because I've never been worthy or I've never felt good enough. And it just, I know, I just keep doing it. No, That's not what pointing the finger at yourself means. It means that I'm the one in power. It's not even blaming yourself. It has nothing to do with blame. It has nothing to do with like, oh, take accountability for your actions. If you made your bed, you got to lie in it. If you want to believe all that, then go right ahead. But I'm here to tell you that if you remain in a victim story, guess what you have to experience? Guess what? If you're a victim, guess what your messengers are going to deliver? The people and the things in your world. Guess what the messengers are going to deliver for you if you decide that you're a victim and that you're just not good enough and you don't know why? Doesn't matter. Guess what the messengers are going to deliver to you? You're not going to like it. But if you say, no, this has nothing to do with me being a victim and blaming myself, this is pointing the finger here is that I'm the one. I'm the one. I'm the only one. I'm the one and only that decides what everything means. I'm the one and only one that decides what everything means for myself, about others, with everything. I'm the only one that gets to decide and choose what happens in my reality. I'm the one. So instead of doing that, say, I'm the one that's in charge here. I'm the one that decides what everything means. I'm the one. Do you see? That's what I want you to shift to. So an idea, I pulled out Webster Dictionary for the definition of conception. For Oxford Dictionary. It says, so change the conception of yourself. Well, what does that mean? What's conception mean? It's an idea of the self constructed from the beliefs one holds about oneself and the responses of others. So even Oxford Dictionary said it's about you, how you see yourself. So you are not changing yourself like a lot of people think that they have to change themselves. Oh, I gotta change how I am. I gotta change myself and to be a better person. I gotta change myself to be worthy. I gotta change myself to be nicer, more assertive, more aggressive. I gotta stop taking it. I gotta stop settling. This world is trying to tell me that no, I'm not talking about that either. You are not changing yourself. You don't need to be changed. You are a perfect vehicle host of the divine. You are your physical body. You are all of you, everything about you, your personality, your feelings, your thought. You are a perfect divine host to God, to the I am, to the universe. You are perfect. You don't need to be changed. Okay? You are not changing yourself. You're not on a healing journey. You don't have to fix yourself, okay? Self-concept does not mean healing journey. Get that straight. Self-concept is not a healing journey. You are instead choosing what you want to believe, think, assume about yourself. You're choosing it. You choose that new personality that you would rather be, and you don't hate the old one. You're saying, I'm good. This one's just not working for me now, right? You're choosing that new personality that you want to be, that identity or version of yourself. Get this, put your seatbelt on, before you choose it, who you want to be, how you want to feel, how you want to see yourself, before you believe it, before you see it, before you feel it, before you feel it. Do you see? And then when you're like, this is who I am, this is who I'll persist in being, this is what's happening, then you will see it. Then you will believe it. Then you will feel it. Then the 3D can reflect that back to you, and not before. You have to choose it, and then you believe it. Then you see it, then you feel it. But if you're seeing over here, if you're over here going, oh, I've been choosing it, Rose. I've been choosing it, and I don't see. Who told you to stop? Who told you to stop? You choose it, but are you choosing it? And here I'm going to give you guys my little technique that I've been using with my clients. And you're going to see for yourself who you're choosing, or have you been duping yourself? All right. Oops, that's upside down. All right. So embodying your new personality. A lot of you have asked me, you're like, how do I embody my wish fulfilled? How do I stay in the end? How do I stay in the end? In other words, AKA, how do I stay as that new identity? I want you guys to hear what I just said. Remaining in the state of your wish fulfilled is the same thing as saying you have chosen who you are, your new personality, your new identity, okay? So, I gave these as an example. Please do not think that this is what's required for you to become wealthy or poor. This is an example so that you can fill in the blank and do it for yourself, because everyone's going to have different thoughts and opinions and beliefs about themselves. We've all heard this. Everyone has an opinion. Everybody has an opinion about what? About everything. And the only opinion that matters is the opinion that you have about yourself. What do you think about yourself? What do you say about yourself, whether it's out loud to people or in private in your mind? It doesn't matter. I'm going to tell you the one that only matters is the one that you're telling yourself, not the one that you say. Because remember, who are people? Messengers. Who are they? Messengers. What are they doing? Messaging. They're messaging you. They are sending you messages, telling you what you keep telling yourself about yourself. That's all that people are. And I said this earlier. I love this quote from Kanye. Hopefully I'm saying it right. Don't shoot the messenger. Right? But it's a big, my son wants this big tapestry to put in his bedroom. And I said, why, what does it say? He said, it's a Kanye quote. He says, I want to be in a room full of mirrors so that I can be surrounded by winners. Think about what you think about him or not. I'm not here for that, okay? I love everybody, and I think what he says, like that stuff is like freaking amazing. I want to be in a room full of mirrors so that I can be surrounded by winners. Hello, we all know what his conception of himself is, whether you agree with him or not, whether you like him or not. I'm not getting in there, okay? Let's get back to business. Poor, weak. Somebody that is poor, not weak, but poor or lack. Or if you want to be rich and abundant. So let's say that you're manifesting rich, being abundant. But this is what you've been thinking. Yet you're struggling, money is hard to make, that you have to feel worthy to have money, that the 1% has it all and they're keeping it and damn them, right? Yet you have to work for it, that nothing is free. Okay, it doesn't matter where you learned these things, who taught you, how long you've been saying them to yourself. It doesn't matter if you're 99 years old and you're saying this. It doesn't matter if you're 15 and you're saying these things. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how long you think you've done it. It doesn't matter where you learned it, who taught it. It doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with worthiness and your being good enough. You are perfect. You're perfect. Remember, you are already perfect. So now, but you're saying you want to be wealthy. Well, here you go. These are some ideas. These are not required. Please make a note of that. I'm free to do what I want. Money keeps flowing to me. I expect more money to keep flowing to me. It's easy to make money. Remember, it says you choose your identity before you feel it. You choose it before you believe it. You choose it before you see it. Do you remember that? So I put my big old thumb on it, so I kind of erased it. I was going to show it to you, but my thumb erased the other side, so I'm not going to show that to you. Looks like a massacre on the whiteboard on the other side, so let's just keep going. So now we have these two identities, okay? Rich, abundant, poor, and lack. And you're like, okay, maybe you were here and you're like, I want to be over here. Cool. right? And then you're like, how do I stay here when the bills come? How do I stay here when the rent's due? How do I stay here? I've manifested some money, but it's not consistent. I've done marketing, I've done advertising, I've done this for my clients for business, I've sent out resumes. Do you see? But I want you to ask yourself this: which one are you? You can't be both. You cannot be both. You're either this person or you're this person. And some of you'll say, but sometimes I manifest, sometimes I'm in that state, but then the 3D knocks me down to this one. Sometimes I see evidence, sometimes it flows. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, I was prepared for that statement. Because you can't create a third version, a fourth version, a fifth version option. These are two options. And what would those other options be like? Hot and cold, sometimes option. Sometimes I'm in the state option. Sometimes I get money. Now we can just keep adding options and we keep going. It doesn't mean that you're bouncing back and forth. No, you just keep creating different versions of yourself, and you're saying that sometimes you're here, but you're not there. That's another option. That's another version of you. Do you see? No one's bouncing you back and forth. You just keep creating different options of yourself instead of saying, enough. I decided who I am. And if we stick back to these two first options, for example, you can ask yourself, right? Okay, I choose to be her. I don't want to be her. I choose to be her. And now, if you have these feelings and doubts or 3D evidence of bills or money or whatever, and I'm talking about money, but you guys can talk about love and your health. Don't make exceptions. Your body's not an exception to this rule. Your health is not an exception to this rule. Love is not an exception to this rule. A specific person, a specific dog. Yes, I said specific dog. Yes, because why would I want another dog if I wanted that specific dog? I don't want another dog. I want that specific dog. If I go to a pound and I see a dog, I want that specific dog. He is bred with whatever he's bred with, and he's a mix. I don't want another mix. I want that one, and I get to choose that dog. I don't have to settle for another unspecific, kind of more improved, different style or close enough dog. No, I want that dog. I want that specific dog. I want that specific house. I want that specific friend. I want that specific person, and I get it, damn it. I get whatever the hell I want. So let's get that out of the way, okay? But you have to ask yourself this question, okay? Who am I being? Which one am I? Or am I creating more other versions of myself? That the hot and cold, the 50-50 version, the sometimes version, right? And if these old thoughts and doubts and fears come up, you're just like, no, I'm her. I'm making an announcement right now. As God, I decided that I am who I say I am. I'm this version. And she struggled. She thought money was hard to get. She thought she had to feel worthy for money. She thought the 1% had it all. She thought she has to work for it. She thought nothing is free. But that's not me. That's her. I'm not her. This is who I am. I'm that version. I'm this version. I think money's easy. I think money comes to me. It keeps flowing. That's who I am. And if those thoughts come up, you're like, yeah, I know. She thought that. You see what I'm doing? She's the third person. One of my clients says, that's the real third party, right? She's the third person. Or he is a third person. You speak about them as a third person because they are an identity. They are a version that you get to choose from. So it's a 50-50 version. Yeah, she thought that sometimes she got her money. He thought that sometimes it works and other times it doesn't. That was him. That's not me. I didn't choose that. Hello, I chose this. This is who I am. This is who I am. You don't have to call her nasty names or be mean or say, you got to go, I'm going to burn you. No, you're just like, no, that was her. She thinks that. I don't. She does. Do you see it? And it's not about we're not settling here. It's just like, no, why are we settling for variations and versions? Like, you would never go to Starbucks and order a coffee of your choice, specifically with almond milk, this size, and you want it extra hot with extra whipped cream and no sprinkles stuff. And then you get over there and then they're like, here's a coffee drink. It's similar to the one that you wanted, and actually it's better because we put it in a fancy cup. And you're just like, that's nice. I didn't order that. I said what I wanted, and that's what I get. Okay? You guys are doing this all the time. So do it with your desire. No one's telling you to settle. Stop listening to people telling you have to settle. You can't because of this, because of that. Let's keep it simple, people. Neville made it very clear. You change the conception of yourself. How do you see yourself? How do you talk to yourself? I'm the freaking best. I've said this before, even here on the channel. It's like there's so many amazing coaches and teachers on YouTube and books, both dead and alive, okay? But they don't take away from my greatness. They don't take away from me being the best at what I do. Do you see? They don't take away, they don't water down who I am, because no one can be me and no one can deliver the law like I do. No one can talk about things like I do. That's my reality. I get to decide who I am in my world. Do you see? And all of you are deciding who you are in your world. And that's what I want. I'm just keep trying to think of different analogies that float through my mind, that it's you are the focus. What are you thinking about yourself? How do you talk to yourself in all scenarios, in all situations? And that's what you want to focus on. That's the only thing that matters, is the way you talk to yourself, the way you see yourself. And that takes, I believe in myself, to another level, because your choice to believe in yourself, that only my opinion of myself, that's what Neville's saying. The opinion that you hold of yourself, the beliefs that you hold about yourself, that is the only thing that matters. And stop trying to shoot the messengers. Stop trying to change the messengers. They are only reflecting, they're only sending you a message as to what you are believing and assuming and thinking about yourself. All right, my loves, thank you guys so much for liking the video. Thank you for helping the Rosey Life grow. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. I appreciate you guys so much. And you are all so freaking amazing. That's the conception that I hold of all of you. I will see you all soon. I love you. Bye.